If you want ads that print money, you have to go after unaware ads. Unaware ads are ads that target audiences that have not yet realized that they have a need or problem. And the reason why they are so profitable is because this will always be the largest segment of the market, and it also will be the one with the least competition. Why? Because it's really hard to make ads for unaware audiences that actually convert. Well, not so hard anymore, because I'm going to show you a format that I've really nailed that works consistently on my account. I'm going to give you the step-by-step creation process and even my Claude copywriting skill that makes this otherwise humongous task really, really fast. Before we jump in, if we haven't met before, my name is Evelyn Weiss. I have spent over 25 million on Meta ads, worked with some of the biggest names in the industry. I run ads for the Skool platform itself, and I've also grown my own low-ticket online education business to over 9 million in sales from Meta ads. And so now, without further ado, let's check out this format that I'm going to teach you, and let's work through it step by step. The format you can see here is the lifestyle ad. The lifestyle ad is an amazing unaware audience ad, and it consists of two elements. The first element is an image from your camera roll that basically shows you in your natural habitat in your life. And it can even be ads that are just showing things that are roughly associated with what you do, like here, my coffee and my laptop with the ads manager open. So first ingredient is just an image from your camera roll. The second ingredient is a long form direct response copy. And this is the really, really hard part, or it has been until now, because now you can just take my marketing and copywriting skills with one click. So I have a skill file here, which you can just upload to Claude. So we're going to link it below. And all you need to do is download it, then head to Claude, and then come under capabilities, customize skills, upload, create a skill, upload a skill, and then all you have to do is drag it in here, and it will ask you if you want to upload the skill. In my case, it's upload and replace because I already have it. And with that, you can write these unaware ads like I do. All you have to do next is open up a new chat, and now you want to say, help me write a long form direct response copy. Now, what should happen is it should read the skill file that you've uploaded, and you will know because it will tell you that it's doing just that. And then the next thing it will do is it will ask you for context, right? So happy to write it. Quick check before we start. Do you already have a transcript or voice note to work from, or do you want me to walk you through a quick brain dump first? If you have already a school community or a coaching business, anything where you do Q&A calls, or you have lessons, or you answer questions, and you have transcripts of recordings, you can just start with that, and you can really use any that you have, which is so cool because it makes you able to use this skill so many times over and over again and keep getting amazing stories out of it. Now, if you don't have that, you can just say, ask me first, and it will ask you just for a brain dump. Now, the key here is to not overthink it, to just ramble. If you just stream of consciousness, blurb out anything that's top of mind for you, it usually will already have enough context, right? So it will ask you something like, what's on your mind today when it comes to your work? Just brain dump, don't overthink it. It could be anything, planned conversation or a win from the week, something you saw online that you agree or disagree with, something you've been testing or learning lately, a pattern you keep seeing with your audience, So if you don't have any other context file, you want to do that. If you have existing context, as in you have YouTube content where you could pull the transcript, you have a community with lessons where you could pull the transcript, you have Q&As where you could pull the transcript, you have coaching calls that you could anonymize and use the notes from, you want to use something existing. So I, for example, will take my latest live Q&A that I did on my YouTube channel, and I will just from this. I use a tool that's called Glass, the free version of it, and it just gives me the transcripts. So these Q&As are always full with story gold, which is why I love creating new unaware ads after Q&As. So I just copy this, and here is my transcript. Now it will go through the full transcript and it will suggest storylines for us that we can pull. So here is the storylines that it pulled for me. When your best people turned their backs, the school migration moment when you knew it was the right call, but your OG members rebelled and some walked away from you as the mentor. I like it. What my dad's suit cost me, your dad working at a bank in the suit every day, professional being the highest virtue. I like that too. The work you have to be pulled away from. The contrast between when you ran your high-ticket business and it felt like a job versus when your husband and your son have to physically pull you away from your laptop. The realization that picking work you're obsessed with isn't a luxury, it's the actual strategy. I like that. I think I'm going to go with what my dad's suit cost me. And I'm just pasting this in here. Now it will say, perfect, where is this going? Facebook, Instagram. So I will say this is for a Facebook ad that also is shown on Instagram, because you can also use this for emails, for LinkedIn posts, etc. It works really well. It's got it. One more thing before I write, what is the product? So here you need to give it your product. This will be for my Grow with Evelyn community. So I just say Grow with Evelyn community. Here is the offer breakdown. And here you just want to have your sales page copy, your product description, etc., just so it understands what the offer is to tie it back. While it does that, I will look onto my camera and I will hopefully find a good image on my camera roll that I can use for this that I might have not used in the past. Pro tip, if you have a husband or a wife, just always make them take more pictures. So I want to show you something like this is absolutely perfect. It's just me in my pajamas with a coffee mug and my son running out. This is perfect. Now, in the meantime, Claude hopefully has written our post. I'm going to read it out, what it wrote. And what I like to do is I just like to actually put it onto a separate doc if I need to make changes. Instead of going back and forth with the AI, I just like to make them there. Okay, so my dad wore a suit to the bank every day, not a casual blazer, a proper suit. Pressed shirt, tie, polished shoes lined up by the door the night before. He worked at a bank and he also ran his own business on the side. When I was old enough, I started helping him with the marketing of the business. Everything had to be professional. The word lived in our house like a rule. Nobody had to write down professional posters, professional copy, professional photos, professional everything. That's so true. I picked it up like a second language. So when I started my own business years later, the word was still sitting in my head, deciding what I was allowed to put out in the world. I would write a post, read it back, delete it, too casual, try again, delete it, too personal, try again, delete it. That was not how real business owners sound. Every time I sat down to create something, so I would say everything had to be professional. I picked it up like a second language. Every time I sat down to create something, there was this invisible filter running in the background. Is this professional enough? Would my dad share this? Would the banker manager? No, I would just say, is this professional enough? So I'm just shortening it a little bit where it has these redundancies. Most things did not pass the filter, so most things did not get posted, I would say, shared. For a long time, I thought the problem was I needed to learn more, better strategy, better copywriting, better funnels. I needed to learn more and get better. So I kept watching trainings. I did not buy a lot. Kept telling myself I was almost ready to put myself out there. Until I bought one program that turned out to be complete trash, which is true. It's true because it comes from what I said, right? I will not name it. It doesn't matter. What matters is that I paid real money for it, and real money, like 10K plus. It was actually 75K, and then I lost some for it. And a week I knew I had been had. The training was empty. The promises were nothing. The community was a ghost town. And I also felt something I had not let myself feel before. Shame, not the polite kind, the actual kind. So that's what I don't like when he does that. So the kind that sits in your chest when you have to tell your partner what you spent, the kind that makes you avoid your own bank account for a few days because you cannot bear to see the number. Here's the part I think about a lot. That shame got bigger than the other shame, bigger than the fear of looking unprofessional, bigger than the worry that something I posted might embarrass my dad. Now there was a worse thing in the world than being unprofessional. The worst thing was being broke after buying a program that was nothing. So I posted. Most of it was messy. Some of it was cringe looking back. All of it was actually mine. Then I did it again the next day and the next. I would love to say I had some breakthrough, that I read a book, sat with a mentor, found my voice. That is not what actually happened. That's true. What happened is one shame got swapped by another. The new one was just loud enough to push me past the old one. That is the whole story. I think about this every time someone tells me they are not ready to put themselves out there yet, that they need to be more polished first, more certain first, more professional first. I would say that is the whole story. A boring one, but good enough that it got me to 9 in low ticket 65 customers and 9 million in low ticket sales. I think about this every time someone tells me they're not ready to put themselves out there yet, that they need to be more polished first, more certain first, more professional first. I would remove that. Most of the time what they actually need is permission and the insight that the new professionals don't look anything corporate would approve of. Killing it in online business. My most successful ads for myself and for school. Yep. Are just ugly and off-brand. I do not have permission to give. Nobody does. What I can tell you, I would just say, what I can tell you is that the polished version of you is too busy editing to ship anything. The version that builds is the one who got tired of the shame and traded it for another, the one who would rather post something imperfect than stay invisible for another month. I would say the version that builds is the one who would rather post something imperfected than staying invisible for another month. If you're sitting on something right now, a membership you have not launched, a community you have not opened or talked enough about, just know just know the professional thing is to get the heck going. If you're ready to trade in, that is what we do inside of Grow with Evelyn, the membership where I show you exactly how I built mine, real traffic, real ads, real recurring revenue. You get the full relaunch course, traffic challenge, meta ads I use myself. There's a 7-day free trial, so you can look around before you pay anything. If today is the day you stop running the filter, the link is below. I'll see you inside. Stop. I like it. Okay, so now let's revise it. I think this is the final version. Just check grammar and clarity. And now I hope you can see how this started with something that has nothing to do with anything. It's just an interesting story and it will resonate with the people that are holding themselves back because they think they have to be professional, which is a big audience, and it opens them up to my container, which they might have never ever considered before because, it just gives them a way forward. And so what we need to do next is we just need to create a campaign and sales. And now I have G lifestyle professional. Just a line of the story. I like to test with 2 to 3 times the price of my offer. So 50 euros, Grow with Evelyn is $33 a month. Now it's a sales campaign and it's optimizing for purchase because I directly go after the sale with this. Now for the locations, I'm going to go with tier 1 countries, which all have a similar purchasing power. So they behave similar and I can analyze my results properly. Match locations. I don't do any other targeting, nothing but the locations. Next, now professional elevator. I select my page and my Instagram page, create the ad. Here we need to put the URL of our offer. Set up creative image ad. As you can see, I don't mess around with any of the other settings. I'm just going to upload my professional image here. And now I can already grab the text. And then I just space it out in here. And I could also space it out, just tell Claude to space it out, but I like reading it again. So let's just do that quickly. Okay, I made a couple more small edits, which is usually what I would do. And now I just see if Meta can give me an AI generated version. So stuck on launching a membership. I've been there, held back by perfectionism, the truth. My most successful ads are imperfect or off-brand, want to build. Stuck in perfectionism mode. I don't like these. They would basically sabotage and now I want to say write 10 short meta ad headlines from this that will reach unaware audiences. Not about me. I would say higher shock value. Professionalism is keeping you broke. I like it. Let's make it an industry thing. X is the new professional. Cringe is the new professional. Yeah, I like it. None of these are okay. So just keep the original one. Thank you, whoever that was. And now I launch the ad and give it 72 hours. If it works well, I put it in my scaling campaigns. Now, one trick that I also want to share with you, or setup that I also want to share with you that works well for unaware ads, is you can duplicate it into a so-called target cost campaign. Be careful with those because sometimes Meta might overspend on them. So always keep a really, really close eye. But I share with you what I'm doing, right? It's ultimately your responsibility also to check the ad copy, that it's compliant, all of those things, that it's truthful. But what I would do is I would put a higher daily budget, something like 2,500 euros. And now I need to actually change the bidding strategy. Otherwise, we're just going to spend 2,500 euros, which is not the goal. So this is a TC campaign, target cost campaign. And now I have to actually set my target cost. And so my target cost campaign is here. My target cost is under the bidding strategy. I need to do it again because I prematurely published it. Duplicate. TC, increase what you want to spend. Let's go to 5,000 here. Cost per result goal under the bidding strategy. And then under your ad set, you want to put your cost per result goal. And for me, it is 35 euros per sale. And now I can publish this again. And for some reason here, it made a copy of this, which I don't want. I just want to delete this here. And now I have my target cost campaign. I will always pin it on top and I will carefully watch it, especially the first 72 hours. But as you can see, I do have multiple of those running and they also do work well. One thing to say is that they will overspend on the target cost. So you always want to put it about 30% lower than what you're actually willing to spend. That's it. This is how you create your first unaware ad. And I hope you're going to give this a try. I'm going to link the skill file for you below. And without further ado, let's put you to another video. This one somewhere about my winning school ads, or one about how to create more offers from your YouTube videos. So we're going to put those there and I see you in another one. Bye.